Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back today with another charity shop haul. Now it's been a good few weeks since I've actually done one because the last few weeks have been really dry, but I made up for it today. I went to my favorite local town to pick up books and stuff like that, and I come back with quite a lot. But first I'm going to show you 3 books that I ordered from PS Publishing. They are one of my favorite boutique publishers, and they had like a special deal on these 3 specific books for £15. So I got the Dark Masters trilogy by Stephen Volk, or Volk. And what this is 3 novellas. I'll read you out the blurb because it's actually quite interesting. 3 fictional novellas based on like real life people. The first one is Whitstable, 1971. Peter Cushing, grief-stricken over the loss of his wife and soulmate, is walking along a beach near his home. A little boy approaches him, taking him to be the famous vampire hunter Van Helsing from the Hammer films, begs for his expert help. The second one is Leytonstone, 1906. Young Alfred Hitchcock is taken by his father to visit the local police station. There he suddenly finds himself, inexplicably, locked up for a crime he knows nothing about, the catalyst for a series of events that will scar and create the world's leading master of terror. And the last one is Netherwood, 1947. Best-selling black magic novelist Dennis Wheatley finds himself summoned mysteriously to the aid of Aleister Crowley, mystic, reprobate, the Great Beast 666, and dubbed by the press the wickedest man in the world, to help combat a force of genuine evil. So that just sounds fantastic. All written by Stephen Volk. Yeah, really interesting premise there, and really looking forward to getting into that at some point. So that was essentially like £5. Like I said, I got these 3 books in a bundle for 15. I got that one. I got The Unquiet Dreamer, tribute to Hall and Ellison. So this is a collection of anecdotes, recollections and fiction in tribute to the author Hall and Ellison. I do have like a bunch of Hall and Ellison short stories in anthologies, but I've never really read too much of him. But this was part of the bundle, and I really wanted like the other 2 books, so this was with it. And yeah, so certainly an interesting book to have. Like I say, it does contain some fiction there as well that's kind of like inspired by Ellison, as well as kind of like personal anecdotes, his friends talking about him and stuff like that. So yeah, cool book, big book as well, big book. And the last one, which is one I've actually been after for quite a while, is The Weird Tales Boys. So this is about H.P. Lovecraft, Clark Ashton Smith, and Robert E. Howard, 3 authors who kind of like had a hell of a lot of their fiction published in Weird Tales magazines back in the day. They're all kind of like contemporaries of each other, and although I've not read any Robert E. Howard, I have read Lovecraft and Clark Ashton Smith, and I really enjoy both. So this is kind of like a history, like illustrated as well, of their work in the genre and in the magazine, and talking about their kind of like styles and history of them and stuff like that. Like I said, been after that for a while, so really excited to get stuck into that one. This is probably going to be the next book I read, more than likely. I am actually currently reading a anthology of Clark Ashton Smith stories at the moment, which I'm enjoying quite a lot. So this will be quite a nice follow-up to that after I've finished with that. So those are the new books. We will get on to the charity shop stuff today, and I've got really nice collection of stuff today. Some really nice finds. So we'll start off with some movie adaptations and tie-ins. First off, we have Aliens Omnibus Volume 2, The Female War and Genocide. So this is 2 Aliens novels. I do actually have a Volume 1 Omnibus, but it is from Titan Books rather than Millennium. So I don't know if they kind of have the same contents. They might not, I'm not entirely sure. But this contains, like I said, 2 novels there, which is quite interesting. Really like the Aliens franchises. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy Prometheus as well. So yeah, really into that franchise. Next up is, I didn't even know this book existed, but this is a novelization of War Games. This is one of my favorite 80s films. I love this film so much. It's just a wonderful film. I like it a lot, and I didn't know a book existed of this, so I was quite happy to find this, and for a fairly cheap price as well. Yeah, love this film a lot. If you've never seen War Games, check it out. It's a really nice kind of like science fiction-y adventure kind of thing. Yeah, really cool. Carrying on with the movie tie-ins, we have The Howling by Gary Branda, now a major film. So this is probably going to piss a lot of people off, but despite this being a rather popular film, quite beloved, I've never seen it, never watched The Howling. I do have it on DVD, but all of my DVDs are kind of like boxed up at the moment. So yeah, I will get around to watching it at some point, but you know, before I watch it, I will probably read the book. Well, I'm not entirely sure if the book came first, or if this is kind of like an adaptation of the screenplay. I'll have to look into that. It doesn't quite say, but yeah, nice find. And along with that, right next to it on the shelf, was Return of the Howling. The Nightmare of Drago Prowls Again. I love that cover. That's a really cool cover. So again, not sure if this is original or based on one of the films. I do not know. And again, it doesn't say. So not entirely sure. But nice one to have in the collection. Next up we have Epitaph by Sean Hudson. So this seems more of a thriller, but it was cheap, and I do try and pick up Sean Hudson when I see him around. So yep, another one for my Sean Hudson shelf there. Now we have an anthology, The Vampire Hunter's Casebook, with a picture of Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing from the Francis Ford Coppola film. and it's yeah, just a bunch of short stories about vampire hunters and stuff like that. So we'll show you what is inside. Quite a bit of stuff. Nice illustrations as well there. You can kind of see that, doesn't really want to focus, but yeah, fair amount of stuff. And interestingly, it also tells you the name of the vampire hunter in the actual story as well. Yeah, quite cool that. Like I've got a lot of anthologies focusing on like Dracula and vampires, but this one focusing more on the vampire hunters is an interesting way to do it. Next up we have a non-fiction book. Nothing to do with horror, but I saw this and it looked pretty cool. Retro Gaming, a bite-sized history of video games. And this is kind of like nicely illustrated throughout. It just looks like a lot of fun, this book. Talking about the consoles and a lot of the games for it. If you are unaware, I am one half of a retro gaming podcast called the Retro Odyssey podcast, which we put out new episodes every couple months, and they're all kind of like in my on like my YouTube channel as well. If you want to check that out, there's like a whole playlist of all the episodes there, and so yeah, that is one of my interests, and it's just a nice little pocket-sized book there, which like I said, just looks gorgeously illustrated throughout, and yeah, really nice looking book that. So we've got two more left, another non-fiction book. So we have Stephen King on Writing, 20th anniversary edition. So I do have this. I've had it since it came out, but I had no idea that there was a 20th anniversary edition. So this includes a new essay about his father by Owen King and a conversation between Stephen King and his son Joe Hill. So it is like expanded slightly, and like I said, no idea that there was a 20th anniversary edition. So shame it's not in hardback, but that can go right next to my hardback copy of the original on my Stephen King shelf. Yeah, nice little book there. And if I didn't like chance like into seeing it on the shelf, I would have no idea that I was missing a Stephen King book. So yeah, awesome. And the very last one is a hardback. It's a really big hardback with an awesome cover. This is Zombie by Michael Slade, author of Ripper. So I don't think I have anything by Michael Slade. I certainly don't recognize the name, but I couldn't pass up that cover. That cover's awesome. And that is what it is about. So it's talking about in the blurb, like, once again detectives so and so in the Special X unit find themselves up against a fiendishly complex case. So this is probably part of a series, but this is the only one I have. Like I said, I don't believe I have anything else by Michael Slade, but this is just gonna look awesome on the shelf. And whilst I'm not super into zombie stuff, I still have enjoyed kind of like some zombie media in the past, and yeah, nice little edition there, or nice big edition rather. So yeah, that is everything that I picked up today. Like I said, it's been a good few weeks since I actually picked anything up. Like I went to Cardiff a couple of weeks ago, picked up like one book. Went charity shop hunting last week, I think I picked up one book as well, so it's not really worth doing a video on stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we have more weeks like this. But that is everything for now. If you're looking for kind of like a more in-depth look at my book collection, I did post a bookshelf tour a couple of weeks ago, which shows everything that I have. It is now very much outdated after 2 weeks, but you know, it still shows kind of like the bulk of my collection. So if you want to check that out, I will leave a link up in the top corner. But that is it for now. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.